This is not a professional production, okay? This is like my sixth time recording this shit. And I keep trying to do it under 10 minutes. And I know I keep making mistakes and it keep driving me crazy. I got nothing but respect for YouTubers. This shit is hard. Okay? I'm going to talk about the same subject. How the first Hokage got wood style. How he got pure sage energy. And about the 8 trigram seal. That's the seal that's on Naruto. Okay? I'm going to take my time and I'm not going to rush. That means this video going to be long. Okay? I'm going to try to put as much evidence as I can think of. Even if I'm just putting it in a moment. I don't got no script, okay? First, I'm going to go to wood element, all right? Water and earth make wood. Why everybody not doing it? The first Hokage is Ashura, okay? The reincarnation of that guy who directly had the power of Sage of Six Paths and is a direct son of the Sage of Six Paths, okay? Who was an Otsuki, who can use all the Kekkei Genkai and happen to use a giant divine tree with strange abilities, like Hashirama, who is their great-great-great-great-grandchild. He is the direct descendant of these people, bloodline and spiritually. So using tree powers is not surprising. Using one Kekkei Genkai is just not surprising. Okay? That's just not surprising to me. I feel like it explains itself. Okay? They are tied to trees. The Ten Tails is a big-ass tree. All the Otsuki use them. Like, once we seen 2 Ten Tails and they both look like trees, they're all trees. The Ten Tails are tree things. They're tree things. They're giant trees. They use wood. It's a Kekkei Genkai. It's a thing. But it's still wood. They're using wood. It's tied to him directly. I know it's crazy, but yeah. It makes sense. The Otsuki use Kekkei Genkai. He used a Kekkei Genkai. He has their bloodline. He has their spirit. Yes, he can use wood. Yes, it's damn near divine. Yeah, that's the evidence. Yeah, it's in his body. So, all right, what about pure sage energy? He learned it from the frogs. Okay? Hagoromo, not Hashirama. Remember, Hagoromo is the sage of six paths. That's the son of Kaguya. The first person we seen on the planet unlocked the Sharingan under the divine tree after seeing his dead girl. Okay? That guy, okay? Shit, I lost my train of thought. God damn, this shit is hard. This shit is so difficult. I remember where I was going. Okay. So Hagoromo, the Sage of Six Path, the son of Kaguya, manipulated the Ten Tails. He made the Gudo statue. He made the husk. He does all these amazing things. He makes the Ten Tails, he makes the Tail Beast himself with Sage energy. And he learns all this shit with the help of the frogs. He is the first pure sage on the planet. So that's where we first track the frogs. Okay? They are only involved with this guy because he wants to go against the divine tree. He wants to go against Otsuki. He wants to prevent a god from being on the planet. The infinite Tsukiyomi. So the frogs help him. He masters sage powers. They fight against an Otsuki. They win. Now he has a son. Okay? This son is Naruto, essentially, and he fights against Sasuke, okay? They fight over this power, okay? The Sage of Six Paths power that he inherited. That is Sage power, I guess, whatever the fucking Otsuki have, this mysterious shit, and chakra, okay? I think it's technology. That's what Otsuki is. Like, Kekkei Genkai is technology, but whatever, okay? He passes all this shit on to him. He passes what the Sage of Six Paths power onto him. He passes it on to this guy. And this guy reincarnates in the first Hokage. Okay? And we like, well, how did he become a pure sage? This motherfucker is directly related to the last pure sage. But who taught it to him? Did he just learn it one day? The frogs probably visited him just like they visited Jiraiya. That's just what makes sense. Why wouldn't they? Think about it. Madara has the nine-tailed fox. He's working with Zetsu. He's trying to gather, probably trying to gather tail beasts. He's probably going to try to do the divine tree. That's Zetsu Go all along. That's why he's fucking with Madara. That's why he's trying to get Madara to obtain Sage Mode. But the first Hokage got it. How did the first Hokage get it? Well, the first Hokage is fucking with Tail Beast like Hagoromo. The first Hokage is fighting the guy trying to make the ritual happen like Hagoromo. So maybe he learned Sage energy from the same guy Hagoromo did. Maybe he learned that him and Madara was reincarnated brothers from the frogs, and like the frogs know all this shit. That's why they so damn suspicious. They toads, I know, but I always say frogs. Like they taught him, and he purified it and became a pure sage, just like Hagoromo. Hashirama was visited by the frogs, told him like, Madara, your brother is up to some shit. Your whole family lineage is at danger. We're responsible for this. You got to do something. And the first Hokage like, of course. Okay. And then, what do you know it? Okay. Remember, he doesn't have the nine-tailed fox. Madara has it. Madara can summon it. But then when Madara can't summon it, the first person he think of is the Uzumaki. He like, goddamn, it's her. Like, fuck, it's her. I'm just like, damn, like he just know. And it's because the Uzumaki, okay, have a lot of strange abilities that are tied to Otsuki. Okay, this is more theory, but it seemed obvious. The chains that come from their body are like the same chains that come from the Gudo statue. Them getting bitten, that seems like completely out of nowhere. Even though the Ten Tails is always obsessed with biting, sages are always obsessed with biting, and they're all linked to Otsuki, who can turn each other to fruit and be devoured by each other and heal each other. It's like she got like a bootleg Otsuki power. Like all of the four families, the Uzumaki, the Uchiha, the Hyuga, and the Senju got weird abilities that are not weird when you look at an Otsuki. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense now. You got they powers. Yeah. You know? So now they got one of her, and he like, Zetsu know what's up. Like, ooh, shit. Like, damn, that's dangerous right there. And what do you know it? They have this special seal. Now, I'm saying that this seal is special because to me it's clear as day. Maybe, I don't know. I never watched a video of anybody breaking down the seal, but the seal is special. Okay, you can mix Tail Beast chakra and your chakra seamlessly and loosen and tamper with the seal and become and get Sage of Sixth Path like powers. It can do that. And it can do that because it's tied to sages. It's tied to Hagoromo, who is tied to it's tied to Hashirama, who is tied to Hagoromo, who is tied to the frogs. That's not a coincidence. They're connected, I'm saying. They're connected. They are connected. It's a Uzumaki, that's the host. There's a sage that tampers with the seal and does the sealing. This is to hide the beast and mix the energy in a person so they can't be taken by the Gudo statue. It's not Tail Beast power no more. It's not chaotic and evil when you see all the screens, because Tail Beast is death. They are all the sacrifices that was in the divine tree. That's why when Naruto was in that special room and he uses sage energy and that key that the fourth leads to him, and the fourth is tied to Jiraiya, who is tied to the third, who is tied to the second and the first, who are sages. Who is the first, who is a sage, who is tied to Mito and Hagoromo. So it's no surprise that he would have this key and know how to tamper with this seal, because it was passed down to him from the previous frog sages who tried to be pure sages, because that's the goal of the frogs, to make a pure sage. They don't want Jiraiya to be a frog. They want him to be a pure sage. They wanted Naruto dad to be a pure sage, but even he like, I failed. And you're like, you're pretty good at it though. And you're like, nah, this is failing. You'll know it when you see it. The first Hokage and the Hagoromo, those guys are pure sages. Wow. I barely can do it. I can split the nine-tailed fox. He split the 10 tails. I can't do that. Like, I can't keep up with them, son. And you're just like, damn, what the fuck? And it has to do with the 8 trigram seal, okay? I'm going to go into that now. Should I go more into sage energy? Is there more evidence to me? Okay, look. Think about the line of succession with the frogs. There's a picture of like the first Hokage, the third Hokage, Jiraiya, and all these, and you just like, well, some of them not sages, but they all are students. They all directly have each other will and thoughts, and they are the succession. They pass on the knowledge of sagedom. They passed it down, each of them. The first Hokage started it. He passed it down. He shared it. Maybe he then notes that the second half, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, and Tsunade got him. Tsunade got the healing power of the first Hokage, who was a sage. Orochimaru learned some sage abilities, but he fucked up at it. And Jiraiya got called in. Just happenstance, they seen his future and shit. It's a whole thing. And you're just like, damn, that's weird. Y'all would call him like that, Wouldn't y'all would do that for the first? Why would we care about the first Hokage? Well, wasn't he fighting against Sasuke? Just like the last guy? Like, ain't y'all involved in that? Wouldn't y'all want to know the first Hokage? Without a doubt. The same 8-gram seal is tied to frogs. Who's tied to Hagoromo. Who's tied to Hashirama. Like, I don't know how to go over this. They circle around it, but they don't touch it. And I'm like, it's clear as day that the frogs taught Hashirama. The frogs always involved with people dealing with this seal and dealing with the nine-tailed fox and hiding it from Zetsu and trying to make a sage of sixth path-like creature. Okay? That shit is clear. Like, to me, it doesn't feel like a theory. It feels clear. We only see sages tamper with the 8 trigram seal. We only see sages tamper with it because only sages would. If somebody else could do it, they would. They'd be fighting with him and they just fuck with the seal and unlock it. Only they can do it. Okay? That's why Orochimaru fucks with it. That's why Jiraiya loosens it. Okay? And I'm going to start again from the first Hokage and Mito. The first Hokage, who is a pure sage, by the way, uses the seal, the 8 trigram seal on Mito, and put it inside of her. Okay? Please don't have... okay? So, now, it's inside his wife. Okay? Now, they can't really get it. The Zetsu can't get it. It's inside her now. The Uzumaki happen to have great compatibility with it. Just happen to have. I don't think it happenstance. I think it's by design. But all right. Now, he can tamper with the seal as a sage. He can tamper with it and try to get her to mix the power. Yeah. But it doesn't work out. Just like Jiraiya and Naruto. Time passes. It doesn't work out. Mixing energy sometimes takes years. They fail. Just like Madara mixing with the tree, at the same time, they were failing. This is what the first Hokage was up to. And then they bring in Naruto's mother. She meets Mito. The first Hokage, who's a pure sage still, takes it out of his own wife and puts it in this girl. That's fucking sad, but it has to happen. She can't do it herself. It's her seal, it's her technique, it's her family style, but she can't do it to herself because she's not a sage. Naruto do it. He's a sage and he's a reincarnation. So he would. And they didn't know that at the time. They passed it on to Kishina. Now she got it. It's Naruto mama. They lock her up. Now they need a sage to tamper with her seal. So they do. They find Naruto's dad, who's a pure sage, directly student to the Jiraiya, who's a student to the third, who's a student to the second and the first Hokage. Again, they circling around the answer just because they just pointed out, And what do you know they learned together? He learned her techniques. That's how it's supposed to happen. What a coincidence. A Uzumaki and a sage working together and a host working together again. But then circumstances become crazy. Abuto attacks, okay, with pressure from Madara, okay, and all this shit. I can theorize that he wouldn't like Naruto's dad because Naruto was a pure sage. He could have brung peace. He could have done shit. He could have brung peace to the Uchiha because if he became a pure sage, he could have did a lot of amazing shit, low-key. He could have discovered a lot of things if he became a pure sage, if he had more time. Everything was working out. He could have, him and his wife was working out. Everything was working. So now things got chaotic. Now the seal, he got to split it. He had to do that. And he could do that. That's not crazy that he did that. It's showing you that sages can fuck with the tail beast because Hagoromo can fuck with it. And Hashirama can do it because Hagoromo can do it. And sages can do it because Hagoromo can do it, who was a sage. It's all tied back to him. They keep looping back to him. And he keep looping back to the Otsuki. And they are sealing experts too. Okay, and technology experts, and like they can't fuck with Nick. I'm not gonna go into it. Okay, I got time, but I'm not gonna go into those Suki. So everything is just tied back to the frogs trying to make pure sages to purify to use the 8 trigram seal to purify and mix the chakra perfectly. And then something go wrong, but just like science, something go wrong, but that's actually a good thing. It get put in Naruto. It would have been great to go into Karen, but it ends up in Naruto. That's why he had to split it. And it also shows that he could do that. Naruto doesn't have none of the Kekkei Genkai of the Uzumaki. He only has a lot of chakra, so he would have probably been better at the seal, but not at the vessel part. But fuck it, circumstances. And he does beef with the Nine-Tailed Fox for a long time. Okay? Until he goes to that special place in that temple that Hagoromo built, explaining about his mama and watching out for her. And she had the Byakugan, and she happened to look a little bit like, Hinata, and the Hidden Cloud tried to kidnap Hinata. That's a whole thing. And they happen to be like, look, Naruto, we know shit. Gold and Silver Brothers, it's the reason why they throw his name around. It's the reason why they throw Hagoromo's name around like that. Hashirama is related to him because of the sage shit, but we know about stuff too. And they teach him how to fuck with his inner demons, to battle his inner demons and conquer that shit. And now he's a sage, and he's a Uzumaki, and he's a reincarnated person, and he has the host, everything he needs. Fuck, fate working out. I think it's by design. I think somebody is playing, but okay. And all this because the 8 trigram seal needs a sage to tamper with it. That's why Jiraiya tampered with it. That's why Orochimaru tampered with it. To show us that that's what can happen. That's why no one else ever does it. It's to show us that only sages can do it. It's evidence. Without saying that it's evidence. And then Naruto can do it. And we why Naruto didn't do it ever since he was a child? Because he wasn't a sage yet. He's not a sage. He can't do it. He needed Jiraiya to do it for him. That's why Jiraiya told Tsunade she know about sage shit too. I got theories why she won't use sage energy either. Because she look ugly. If she use sage energy, she'll look like a slug. Okay, Jiraiya look like a frog, he ugly. Orochimaru look like a snake, he ugly. She gonna look like an ugly slug. She ugly. She don't want to do it. She could, she don't want to. That's my theory. Straight to the point. Let's move on. Okay. Everything just proves itself. It's super straightforward to me. All the evidence is there. I did say some stuff that I made up and I wanted to avoid that, but I also want to be free so I can make mistakes. This is not a professional production. There's a lot of theories and ideas out there and they're overcomplicated and they talk so good. And I'm just like, you guys sound righter than me. I couldn't say that right. I couldn't organize that like that. I just think that the frogs taught him. I just think because he Otsuki and they got Kekkei Genkai that he can use wood element. That's a super simple way to look at it. The evidence lays out. Naruto is a reincarnation of Hagoromo's son who had the power of sage energy. So it's not really a MacGuffin. He inherited the power. He has his own Kekkei Genkai. That's lucky but bad luck. And that's why him and Naruto and Sasuke are so connected in beef. To be connected to someone and not understand why. To know and Sasuke hate him and he don't understand why. He was like, Naruto's a nice guy. I should be friendly with him. But there's a part of me that hates him. And it's his incarnations. It's his past self. They can't let it go. And Naruto can't. And we see it as love. But it's no, they can't. You and your twin brother reincarnated. And last time y'all killed each other. And the last time y'all killed each other. And one of them want to make peace. And one of them keep killing each other. And they can't let the beef die. That's what that's about. That's that. That's Otsuki. They're trying to cure the Otsuki curse of devouring each other. And they succeed. Hagoromo is happy. He fuck, yes, I should have split it. I shouldn't have did that in the first place. I actually caused all this. But everything, y'all solved it. Y'all worked it out. I trusted my children. I didn't try to order y'all around. I didn't try to play all the keys. I let things fall as they may. And I knew that the right people are going to be born because the right people were born. But then they died. And they were so close. And next time they'll get better. Because the Pure Lands is like karma. It's weirdly like karma. It's like karma for everyone. Everyone gets some. Like, everyone get to come back. Everyone get a little bit of data. Everyone get a little power. Everyone get a little bit of knowledge. You just can't get it. Maybe if you get strong enough. Maybe if you use chakra good, you can access your past ancestors, your past life. Or maybe not. But maybe if you're in a really tough bind. But that's just theory and shit, you know. But that's what I think, you know. I hope it makes sense. I hope this video helps. There's just so much information about Naruto out there. There's just so much information. There's so many great YouTubers that talk so well. You know, they're so good at their jobs. They're so good at speaking. And I watch all of their videos and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, that's not how I thought of it. Like, yeah. But that makes sense too. Like, I just thought that because I'm like alone thinking in my head. Now I share with y'all. They share. They come up with concepts. Why can't I? So I'm sharing.